which will take us on to Black Canary Oracle Birds of Prey issue 1. This is a one-shot. Now, admittedly, when I looked these issues up, this wasn't the first one that came out. The trade has them swapped for some reason, so we're just going to do it in the trade order, which is why we're doing this one first. Because the other issue that we'll be doing next week, or next episode, is Showcase 96 issue 3, I think it is. But this is an oversized issue. This is about 60 pages. And it's very much, and I think maybe the reason why this is first is this is very much the first time they work together. So I guess it's more of a story reason why this is first.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Whereas I presume the other one had them working together already, and this was kind of like, oh, we're going to go back and explain how they started doing this kind of thing. So this is there's no Huntress. Like, I think when many of us think of the classic Birds of Prey, we think of the trio, right?
Yeah.
But we don't start off with a trio. We start off with just Oracle and Black Canary, and
then what you can do is you can throw Harley Quinn in there.
You piss off, you ginger shite! I will not have none of that garbage.
It's gonna be a great movie.
Shut up. So this story is about a kind of environmental. Well, not environmental. The villains are pretending to be environmental. So we got this guy who goes to like third world countries and builds like water treatment facilities, factories, things that can help the people there create jobs, try to build up civilization, that kind of thing. But these eco terrorists keep blowing up everything he's doing under the guise.
How dare they?
Under the guise that something isn't it's just bad for the environment. And Oracle enlists the help of Black Canary to go in and investigate this, partially because she needs something to do. She's kind of in a bit of a weird place in her life. Chloe breaking up with Oliver, presumably not too long before this, has left her in a bit of a slump.
Yeah, she's not doing too great.
We introduce her. Notable, by the way, so this is Chuck Dixon writing with Gary Frank on art. Just pointing that out. Early Gary Frank, which does look very different from modern day Gary Frank.
But still very good.
Still good. Still very much in keeping, because he also did the mid-90s Supergirl stuff with Peter David, which is definitely a run we'll do at some point. So yeah, Gary Frank was doing a lot of comics. I can definitely see how he was able to do this monthly though, versus what he does today, which is a lot more detailed.
Yeah, definitely. I say it's weird to think of Gary Frank as a monthly artist, isn't it? It's been so long.
But there was a time. So a couple of guys try to steal her car, and she's
having none of it.
Yeah, we get a few pages of her just beating the shit out of them and dropping one-liners and being all fancy. This is a Black Canary that takes off her wig to reveal the brunette hair, although that doesn't last very long because she dyes her hair blonde after this. But she gets the call from Oracle to go to the airport, and she goes to Gotham because this guy Nick Devine is making a speech there, and she's there to he's a bit of a ladies' man, which is why Canary's is good for this, because she's got the attitude and the looks to kind of like sort of lure him in. I did like the first time we actually see Babs, she's got like a little Batgirl doll.
Yeah,
on her desk.
I saw that. That was nice.
That was a neat touch. She calls her dad as well, calls Gordon, and he's like, oh, you got a date? Is that why we can't have dinner? And she's like, nope, something else, more of an appointment. So Babs has clearly got money because she's got Dinah a car, as well as the air ticket, the plane ticket as well, of course.
I'm pretty sure is an Aston Martin as well, so not a cheap car. It's a rental, sure, but still.
Oh yeah. So she gets briefed on everything. She dyes her hair. She gets her, Oracle's got her new outfit.
She is just like strolling around in her outfit as well. Like even before this, when she's on the plane, she's just.
Yeah, it's almost something you could critique, but it kind of goes with her attitude of she doesn't really seem to care about anything right now. She's just kind of whatever. So she gets like an outfit that's not just the skimpy fishnets and whatnot. Something a bit more tactical looking. So she goes and meets this Divine. She's in a fancy dress, kind of convinces him to let her into like her secret meeting. But they get attacked by the eco-terrorists, and we meet Lynx, who immediately recognises that it's Dinah and says, this is Black Canary.
And he's like, oh, is it? Well, good job she's here, isn't it?
Yeah, he's like, hey, I'm going to hire you to come protect me, because if both of you are watching my back, then no one will get to me, right? So that's what happens. There's a whole action sequence here where they're fighting the eco guys, for the record.
and
she sees a tattoo. I specifically liked how when they go outside and they're dangling out the window, it goes to like silhouette against the dark blue sky. I like that. Good nice stuff.
Some really nice looking panels here.
So that sets up what they're going to do. They're going to this other country, and she's going to go with them. I did like how every time it cuts to like her talking to Babs, like Babs will be doing something differently. So she's swimming at one point.
Yeah, it's always just something.
Yeah, she's up to something else. So I actually, one of my favorite things about this issue is kind of Babs' commentary, because she sets up Oracle with like an earpiece and like a microphone kind of that's in her throat, sort of high tech shit. And every time like Divine says something really like sleazy to Dinah, you just like you hear the commentary from Babs going pig or what sleazeball or something.
Yeah. She's often really sarcastic as well.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So of course, I mean there is a little bit of the TNA stuff in here. There's like when Dinah's suiting up for the first time in her new outfit, there's like a close up of her like zipping up the top right at her cleavage.
Yeah.
Like, so there's a little bit of the the slimy kind of.
It's weird though because at the same time, the outfit is technically significantly less revealing than it was. So this is still a step forward. It's
a step forward, but it's kind of having your cake and eating it too. It's like, okay, we're going to give her a more like a less sexualized outfit, but we're going to have a shot of her putting it on so we can still have the sexy moment.
Yeah. I'm assuming they won't do that every issue though. So it's just like first time, because hey, before we reveal it,
they'll find a reason to have her do something skimpy. It'll happen. Probably. So they get to this country, which it may be a made-up country. I didn't recognize the name of it.
The one that I know, because I think it's made up because and this capital city is named after this guy.
Yeah. So they're getting the tour. We see kind of the poverty that's in the kind of the city, away from the leader, of course, who's obviously rich and has everything he wants. But also, I love that Babs was just throwing stars at a photo of the Joker when she's talking to Dinah at one point. As I'm going through it, I'm remembering all these little moments of like Babs just doing things when she's talking to Dinah.
Yeah.
And how funny some of them are. So she goes investigating the local dam, and she finds eco-terrorists, these eco guys, planting a bomb. And she fights them off. Link shows up to fight Dinah, and basically the reveal here. And there's a lot of good pages of action here. I don't want to like gloss over it too much, but there's a lot of nice pages of like kicking and punching and swooping.
Some
and
gorgeous coloring with the purple and blue night sky.
Yeah, absolutely good stuff. So basically, it's revealed that this guy Divine actually is with these terrorists, and he basically cheaps out on the production of all this stuff, and then the terrorists actually cover up the fact that everything's not up to code. Like, he's pocketing so much of the money that's supposed to be spent on all this stuff that he's raising, and then the cover up. So because it gets blown up, no one ever knows that it wasn't proper. It wasn't up to code. And that's what basically we have to deal with here. But there's a great moment here where Dinah is like out for the count, and Babs is kind of giving her a speech. There's a great moment where Babs is sort of saying, "Hey, you remember Batgirl?" And she's like, "What does that have to do with me?" And she's like, "This is everything to do." So you get the impression here that Dinah didn't know that Oracle used to be Batgirl. I don't think she did.
No, I don't think so either. And this is very much her admitting that she's kind of using Dinah to at least kind of get something out of this.
Yeah, but there's that great moment where she's telling her this, and there's just like a silhouette of Batgirl behind her head. Really
nice.
I like that a lot. But it's the speech for Dinah to like get back on her feet and fight back. So it's a really good moment, all things considered. Unfortunately, the dam still goes. For a great panel of it happening with the full moon,
and then running off in the opposite direction.
Yeah, really, really good page. And Babs has a nightmare about the Joker. It's the whole thing, and wakes up. And I wasn't expecting this issue to get as dark as it does, because when Dinah goes down to the village, there's straight up a panel of her finding a malnutrition child in the water, dead, like drowned.
Yeah,
like. It almost makes me wonder, like, how much this was in the news at the time in the 90s. Like, was this really topical at this particular moment? This is why they wanted to go this far with it and to really use it.
I suspect it was.
But really good stuff. Also, are you drifting up the camera? Like, your eye line's like right at the top of the frame now. I've not been paying attention, but
no, I mean, lift up a touch.
There you go.
I don't think so.
So yeah, it's super dark, which gives us a reason for Dinah to really want to beat the shit out of this guy, and even kill him perhaps. And Babs has to talk her out of killing him, but ultimately comes in, beats the shit out of her. There's a really funny moment actually where Lynx goes to fight, and Lynx is kind of a knockoff, like, I don't know, Shiva, basically. She's like a C-tier Shiva. Lynx goes to fight her, and we just get a bunch of sound effects as we see Divine's reaction, and we just see Shiva, or sorry, that's my fault, that's my own fault. We just see Lynx slide down the table, not unconscious, towards him at the bottom of the panel. I really like that. She gets beat up off panel and then just slides in. It's like, it plays like a nice comedy beat, almost.
It does, it's really effective.
And she sort of breaks Divine's hand and is like, okay, you're coming in. And because she's tracked him down, because they're not in the same country, she had to track him down, I think in England, and they call Scotland Yard to come and pick him up. So Scotland Yard comes in, and it ends with them saying, hey, maybe we can go do more stuff together. We can, take down more bad guys, as she rides down in a Corvette or whatever it is. So
yeah, just like, hey, how about a Caribbean vacation? Whereabouts? Santa Prisca.
That's really good. I really like this issue. I think the banter was really good. Chuck Dixon wrote a lot of good comics in the 90s when it came to the Bat Family, and this is it's just tangentially Bat Family. Babs is there.
I feel like the more it goes on, the more we kind of associate it with the Bat Family over time.
Yeah, because again, Huntress is kind of associated with the Bat Family, even though she's not technically a bat. There's a lot of connections like that.
But, it's because there's a different version of Huntress, which is very associated with the Bat.
Yeah, but the one that's in continuity typically isn't.
Yes, yeah, but it's just weird that just because of that, the legacy of the mantle is kind of associated with the Bat Family now.
Yeah. So there you go. What are you giving it?
This is a great issue. I'm giving this an 8.5.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll give it a 9. I really liked it. It's just, I think more than anything. And it helps that this, even though I don't know if the main run was like guaranteed when they wrote this, it does feel like the start of Dixon's book proper.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So I'm into it. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for me. Good stuff.